Before we begin, we want to issue a...
Now you know what
Too
it's
much.
like. Now you know what it's like. I've done it before
Too
in
much
conversation.
voiceover.
What Brian just did is what we do in the booth, except I go boop,
You make a boop sound. I just go to
signify a mistake.
That's where I want to make a cut and go back when I'm doing voiceover. And I'm not doing voiceover right now. This is video.
But that's so funny because you see now.
I know. Because anytime you just want to go, oh, I made a mistake, let's go back. You just become second nature. Like, okay. And then...
I don't know why he does. I feel like the boops are so much nicer. Those are super loud.
Well, I want them to be super loud so that there's just a strong peak.
Yeah, I can see
for
them.
me to reference.
Anyways, hi guys, I'm Anna.
And I'm Brian.
And we are
Those Annoying Vegans!
Welcome back. We're so happy you're here to join us.
Before we begin, we want to say a huge thank you to all of our patrons on Patreon.
Yes.
You guys are amazing.
Thank you.
You help our activism. Just so you guys know, all of the money that goes to our Patreon, as well as all of the money that we make from any sales on Etsy, go directly towards our Animal Rescue Fund. And right now, our Animal Rescue Fund is being used 100% to help Antonio and Fireroo for both of their surgeries.
And just to update you on that, Fireroo is doing really well. We are in talks with a company who might be helping us design a prosthetic for him. Mm-hmm. So that's exciting. He will be more mobile, even though he's been building up strength on his on his left leg now.
He's getting good.
Yeah, he's getting good. He's able to balance a little bit on it, but a prosthetic would definitely help him become more mobile. Mm-hmm. Antonio will have his amputation surgery next month. His cancer continues to grow. It is not spreading, but it is growing, laterally speaking.
Yeah, the tumor is getting larger on his foot. And
so now he's sort of keeping weight off his foot a little bit more, kind of doing the flamingo, but he's still able to move around just fine. So knowing that his kind of cancer, squamous cell carcinoma, does not metastasize easily and does not spread rapidly, we wanted to really let him have as much time as possible with his foot before we took it off. The animal communicator we speak to said that Antonio would feel confused if we took his foot before he started feeling any pain. Whereas, if he's feeling pain and we remove his foot, then it follows that, oh, now I don't feel pain. So that was reassuring.
Yeah. That's ultimately one of the most difficult things emotionally, at least for me, in making the decision to go forward with an amputation, is that we don't have a great way of communicating with the animal. Hey, you're going to go to sleep and you're going to wake up and you're not going to have a foot anymore. If it were me and I just went to sleep and woke up without a foot, I'd be very confused, probably angry, probably frustrated. Mm-hmm. I know Fireroo, I could feel the frustration in him the first few weeks that he didn't have that leg. It felt like he wanted to use the leg. He kept moving his leg as if it were still there, and I felt like he kept expecting that if he moved forward, he would step on it. It's heartbreaking. That's why we want to get him the prosthetic. To his credit, he's doing really, really well on that one leg. He's able to hop in the backyard and stand up strong on the one leg. So very, very proud of that boy.
So Antonio's amputation is probably going to be another couple of $1,000, similar to Fireroo. So now is the time. If you feel like you are able to, if you feel inclined to, please help us out. Purchase any of our wonderful shirts on Etsy. This is our Save the Telomeres shirt. Do you know what telomeres are? No? What?
Google it.
Google it.
Google it.
And why it's important.
And then Google why
that we're vegan.
A plant-based diet helps extend the life of those telomeres. This is the House Vegan, the OG House Vegan. Is Game of Thrones still popular?
They're making
like a show now.
A thing. Prequel.
It's a prequel, or it's in the same universe.
Something
as Game
like
of
that.
Thrones.
Yeah.
We're very hip with the kids, as you can tell. We're on top of Pop culture.
We also have stickers on Etsy.
Oh yeah.
And the stickers are a great form of activism. Just pop them in here and there. Pop them in the mirror at the local bathroom. What? I mean, at your house.
I mean, don't vandalize a bathroom.
No, at your house.
Clearly. Oh, at your house. Yeah, you can put stickers in your
Well,
own
you
bathroom.
know, some bars have like intentionally sticker vandalized stalls.
That's true.
And people, I look at those. So there's always that person who in the comment section says, the first 5 minutes is just blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Here's where the video starts.
Here's where the video really starts.
It's our video. We talk about what we want. The people who have been with us for a while actually care about the boys and what we've been up to and stuff. So we like to share that. And if you don't, skip to right now.
The time code that's inevitably in a comment down below.
So on to the video. Hunter Avallone released a new video, Why I Went Vegan.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, we've been getting some people wanting us to watch it.
Now the reason we're making this video is because back in the day, he made a video called
Vegans, it's time to stop.
We made a response video to the video that he made 2 years ago, Vegans, It's Time to Stop, and it seems that Hunter has a brand new message that he wants to share with the YouTubes and the interwebs. So let's take a look at it.
Oh, hey, have I mentioned I'm vegan? It's been about, 5 seconds or so? Yo, did anybody forget that I am now a vegan, actually? It's just, I don't know, I thought you might like to know. It's just kind of a cool little personality trait, I guess. Just this little thing I like to call myself called vegan. Vegan, over here. Who's at the door? Have you heard of our Lord and Savior veganism? Hey, what's up, my no-meat brother? That's cool. Yeah, veganism, it's great. You didn't forget, by the way, did you? That I am, in fact, a vegan.
You know what's
It's
funny?
making-
Yeah, this is one of those old jokes that I feel like isn't a
really
real thing.
No, isn't.
It's like the old routine, like the old 80s stand-up routine about like you eat Chinese food and then 30 minutes later you're hungry again. Like I've never understood that joke. That's never made sense to me, but it was just used over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Well,
to the
someone
point-
really triggered, exaggerated that.
I don't introduce myself like, hi, my name's Brian and I'm a vegan. I don't do that. I actually don't ever tell anyone I'm a vegan. And the only reason it ever comes up usually is because other people bring it up about me to other people. Like people who know that I'm vegan. It's almost like it's always pried out of you.
Or when you're ordering at a restaurant and you're around
Yeah.
other people and people
People
hear
are like,
you.
hey, you want to get a pizza, everybody? Pepperoni sounds good. And you're like, well, no, we're not going to get a pepperoni pizza. Why? You're a vegetarian? No, I'm vegan, actually vegan. There's a difference. It's an ethical lifestyle. Vegetarianism is a diet.
As activists, we make sure to explain.
Yeah.
So maybe that is what gets under people's skin is like, oh, okay. I don't know why, because really the only reason that would get under people's skin is because it points the mirror back at them.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite gay-looking straight boy, Hunter Avallone here. And today, I'm telling you that yes, the rumors are true. I have embraced the soy. Let me also say, I've only been vegan for a really short time, but already, I feel significantly morally superior to all of you hoes. All right, all joking aside. Today...
Yeah, I mean, that's another common joke. Like, oh, you vegans feel morally superior.
That's just a fact. I mean, not intentionally contributing to animal cruelty is morally better
I mean,
than doing so.
If you would say like a person who doesn't abuse children is morally superior to a person who does abuse children, then yes,
Yeah.
a vegan would then be morally superior to a non-vegan for the exact same reasons as like an anti-racist is morally superior to a racist.
You get the
You know, a
point.
feminist is superior to a misogynist. Like these, yeah. But that being said, vegans go vegan because we don't actually view ourselves as better than
anyone
animals.
else. And people think we walk around feeling morally superior. Like, I feel like people think we just walk down the street like this.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
That's not how it goes. It's who we are.
let's say you're a person who thinks it's a bad idea to punch your wife in the face, right? Let's just assume that that's the type of person that you are.
Or your husband.
Or your husband. If you're like,
that happens.
I don't want to punch my lovely partner in his or her visage. I don't want to ball up my fist and connect it to their face. I don't think that you walk around feeling morally superior to those that do punch their significant others.
Yeah.
You just view yourself as like morally,
normal.
that's like baseline.
It's normal.
Yeah.
Today, I actually did want to sit down and just give kind of a succinct explanation as to why I have decided to go vegan. The first reason is I think that it is more consistent with my principles. A lot of my political goals boil down to trying to make society better for humans, but why does it need to stop at humans when in reality, I want to make the world better for all sentient life? It's another reason why, and yes, controversial opinion alert, I consider myself pro-life. What this means is that I think that abortion is morally wrong, and that's because the fetus has potential to gain sentience, and arguments can be made that the fetus has sentience by 6 weeks. But, controversial opinion again, I don't think that abortion should be made illegal, and I don't think Roe v. Wade should be overturned. Overall, this doesn't seem to work in reducing abortion, and multiple studies have shown that when states try and ban abortion, we don't really see any decrease in abortion rates. So I want to see less abortion by providing better healthcare, access to contraceptives, and overall better sex education. But because I consider myself to be pro-life, because I would defend the right to life of the fetus because of its potential to be sentient, or because it already has sentience, then it only logically follows that I should be consistent in my beliefs and extend that to all sentient life. Once I was able to see that this is the ethically right decision.
That sounds absolutely 100% logical to me.
It's perfectly reasonable. As we've always said, you can be pro-life and be vegan. In fact, we've argued, like, can you really be pro-life and not be vegan?
Yeah. I mean, you guys have seen the videos, right? Let us know in the comments if you have or have not. There are videos out there of mother cows having their babies literally ripped out of their wombs as they're being slaughtered. Probably one of the most impactful things I've ever seen as far as animal ag goes, and we have seen physical proof of this. The cow vigils we used to organize, the security guard showed us a video of their dumpster bin, all kinds of waste, but also fetuses everywhere. Baby cows who have not even had the chance to open their eyes before they're exploited, because at that particular slaughterhouse and at many other slaughterhouses around the world, they actually extract a serum from their beating hearts. They have to be beating in order to extract the serum, and this serum is used for medical purposes. How f***ed up are we?
And yet, as Hunter is pointing out, there is this weird split. Like, veganism tends to be populated with more people who lean left politically, and so people who lean right politically tend to be more anti-vegan but more pro-life, and people who lean left politically tend to be more not pro-life but more vegan. It's a very weird dividing line that I don't really understand, because veganism has no political affiliation. You can be Republican and vegan, you can be Democrat and vegan, you can be independent and vegan, you can be a Christian and vegan, you can be a Muslim and vegan, you can be gay and vegan, you can be white and black and Asian, and you can be anything Homo sapien and be vegan. Veganism has no impact on any other, it's just a separate category. But I feel like people are coerced into joining either Team A or Team B, and then if you're part of Team A, then here's a list of everything you have to believe and conform to be a part of Team A.
No, the thing you
B.
do want to look at, though, is, are you being consistent?
Yeah.
Why be consistent here and not be consistent there?
Right.
Why assign value here and not assign value there?
I mean, one of the reasons we wanted to watch this video and make this video is because I'm sure that this video on Hunter's channel probably won't do as well as the videos where he shits on veganism.
Yeah.
Why? Because the majority of the population is not vegan, so the non-vegans like to see vegans getting shit upon.
It makes people feel better about the cruelty they're contributing to.
While we do want to respond to the anti-vegan videos and combat them with, like his initial video 2 years ago, it's like, vegans, it's time to stop. One of the first things we said was like, it's time to stop what? It's time to stop being anti-animal abuse or advocating for anti-animal abuse, or it's time to stop not raping cows. It's time to stop not sending baby chickens into macerators. It's a weird thing to say, hey, stop treating animals with a modicum of respect. So when he's releasing this video, we want to highlight this video just as much as the anti-vegan content, because this right here shows that someone can actually
change their
mind. And it's okay. To be vegan, all you have to do is just value animals more than 5 minutes of taste pleasure. Just think it's reasonable to treat a chicken the same way you would treat a puppy.
For me, it only began to make even more sense when I realized we're not just talking about killing sentient life here. We're talking about a massive industry that treats these animals so inhumanely, so disgusting. I have a feeling it would make almost anyone listening very uncomfortable. So as I was fleshing this out, I also thought, well, maybe it makes more sense then to just go vegetarian, right? Because you're not killing a cow or killing a chicken to get milk and eggs, for example. But this is where, sadly, I was wrong. The way that the dairy industry treats animals is arguably even worse than the way the meat industry does. For example, the only way that a cow can produce milk is if it's pregnant. So what they do is
if she is pregnant, but continue.
I'm actually impressed, because I don't think when I first went vegan, I was fully informed. The way he's speaking is sort of the way an activist speaks. Yeah. There's tweaks here and there as you progress in your activist.
You know, he starts off the video making fun of vegans. It seems like he's trying to keep it light, trying to stay cool, try to be one of those cool vegans, but
he's totally serious there.
Artificially inseminate the cow so that it gives birth. And here's what's really interesting. Cows have a really high level of emotional maturity. And one thing that's really specific to cows is that they form really strong bonds with their children, even before birth. So when that baby cow comes out...
I don't know that it's specific to cows. I think it's just mothers love their children.
Yeah.
In general, human mothers love their children, puppy mothers love their children, kitten mothers love their children. Pretty normal.
The mother has a strong bond with that child, but the industry doesn't care about that. They take the baby cow away so that it doesn't take any of the milk, all while the cow cries for weeks on end because its baby was taken away. If it's a male cow, then it's killed for veal, and then they just do it all over again. Artificially inseminate the cow, take its baby, repeat. Even when we're talking about chickens, they will starve the chicken so that its body goes into this panic mode and starts overproducing eggs. So they bring the chicken onto the brink of starvation, then they feed it really quick and continue to do that until the chicken is so exhausted and worn out, it just dies. When we're talking about baby chicks, they'll either send them down a chute into a blender, or they'll put them in large plastic bags and suffocate them. When we're talking...
Yeah, and
wow.
I mean...
He seems to have done his research.
He's doing good, this whippersnapper. It's going to change the world, I think. I mean, he's touching on eggs, he's touching on dairy. The other thing about the egg-laying hens, actually, is like he says, well, they starve them until they're so, emaciated and depleted of nutrients that they just die. That does happen, but actually what happens is they time out until a chicken is no longer considered profitable, meaning they're no longer laying enough eggs to make it profitable to keep like feeding them and giving them water and housing.
Like our Jackie, we got her off that slaughter truck at around 6 months old, and by then she's considered to be non-profitable for eggs, so she was going to be killed for meat that day. That breaks my heart because she is the most incredible animal friend that I've ever had. Sorry, I wasn't gonna do that. I love all my animal friends, but she's one of the most incredible animal friends I've ever had. And she is 3 years old now, and she only lays eggs maybe 2 months out of the year. To the egg industry, that's no good.
Yep.
Send her to slaughter.
So yes, while some egg-laying hens do die from malnutrition and osteoporosis and all sorts of horrible diseases, many egg-laying hens are just sent to slaughter on purpose because the egg farmers know, well, I can at least wring a couple more dollars out of this bird if I sell them, to a slaughterhouse. So they'll let them lay eggs for a set period of months, and then they'll just sell them to a slaughterhouse to be killed on purpose to be turned into chicken nuggets.
When we're talking about the meat industry, Donald Trump actually took away one of the regulations which allowed for the conveyor belts and the way that they butcher the cows to move even faster, resulting in some cows literally getting their legs chopped off while they're fully alive. The kind of shit that goes on at the hands of the...
I didn't actually know that about Donald Trump, that he he wanted to speed up.
Yeah, he wanted to speed
conveyor
up
belt,
production
lines. I mean, that's horrible, and I would expect nothing less from our last president. He was special.
It's a gem.
But here's the beauty: is that if you're vegan, you recognize that any speed of a production line is wrong. So while yes, it's more horrible to send cows through the production line faster, resulting in more injuries and more harm and more pain and suffering, the whole thing is immoral to begin with.
Yeah.
So as a vegan, I would imagine Hunter is an abolitionist. I mean, that's what veganism means. Veganism is the OG definition is the doctrine that man should live without exploiting animals. So that's what we're trying to do.
I've always said we are abolitionists at heart, but welfarists in practice, because we know that, laws like let's shut down all slaughterhouses, that's just not going to happen. That's not realistic. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we need to incrementalism, you know, but what we want is to put an end to animal exploitation, and in order to do that, we have to follow certain steps.
I think it's very similar to what he said about abortion. He said his goal is not to make abortions illegal because that won't actually reduce the number of abortions. It won't happen. So if we just make eating meat illegal, it's not going to stop meat eating. Mm-hmm. What we need to do is change people's minds and hearts and their opinions about meat eating.
Yeah.
It really feels like we probably agree with him really closely on this issue. We want people to understand what it is that they're taking part in. When you decide to buy a bacon cheeseburger, what is it that you're really doing?
Yeah.
And if you listen to all the marketing, you're just, hey man, you're treating yourself. You're having it your way. You're just living life, man. You're just having fun. You're just doing what feels good. That's not actually what you're doing. What you're doing is you're paying for innocent beings to be needlessly abused, mutilated, confined, tortured, sexually exploited, and killed, just so you can go to a drive-thru and eat something that tastes good. I mean, if you weigh the two, it's horrific. You would never ever use that justification for any other form of exploitation.
Mm-hmm.
Hands of the meat industry so that all of us can enjoy a cheap cheeseburger is honestly disgusting. And the more and more I learned about this, the more and more I personally began to feel repulsed by meat. The question that inevitably follows is, well, look at how many animals are killed every year. I mean, we're talking billions on a global scale. Is going vegan really going to make that much of a difference?
It's actually in the trillions if you include marine life, but we understand the point he's making.
First of all, if just one individual goes vegan, that saves roughly 90 to 100 animals from being killed or tortured every single year. Not only that, but when one person goes vegan, they oftentimes can lead others to do the same by way of example. This is why we're seeing veganism continue to rise, because more and more people are realizing that what goes on in the industry is abhorrent, and we don't need to be taking away sentient life for us to enjoy good food. So not only would just one individual going vegan save hundreds upon hundreds of animals within, say, a decade, it's also really beneficial for the planet, and it does help in reducing climate change. The more and more people that go vegan, the less demand there is for any kind of animal products. When there's less demand, that means less animals need to be killed and tortured for us to enjoy leather sofas or cheap cheeseburgers. Once the ethical...
Wow.
He threw in leather too.
Leather.
He's not just talking about cheeseburgers
That's
anymore.
like level 3
I know.
vegan activist.
It's like, ooh, we're talking about leather and fur and wool and silk, and
like I
next
feel like
he's gonna be talking about cruelty-free hair products.
I don't know if he's gonna talk about this later, but I want to know what.
I know. I want to know what it was that convinced him.
Yeah, what happened? Like, did he go into hiding and like just do all the research?
I like to believe that he watched our video and was like, "These guys are right." Overnight, I just gotta fix it. I highly doubt that's the case, but I want to believe it. Can you let me have this one?
No, I'm honestly...
Maybe he saw like everyone's response video to him, because I know a lot of vegans make response videos to him, and then maybe he watched...
a lot of people don't watch their response videos.
Maybe he watched Dominion or Earthlings. Or...
That could be your next video.
Yeah.
What was it?
What made you go vegan?
Yeah.
I think it's important too, because along the same lines of you being vegan, and you have a big audience. I mean, he's got over 500,000
subscribers.
You have
a big platform, and thus a huge responsibility, and you are using your platform right now to inspires so many. Look at how many people liked this video, by the way.
Just like you going vegan probably had, an influence on some percentage of your 586,000 subscribers. I think, the reason why you went vegan would then also maybe get your subscribers to look into that as well. If it was like the Game Changers or Seaspiracy or Dominion or this video from Joey Carbstrong that I watched one time or whatever it was.
Whatever it was. And don't worry, vegans aren't always that popular with the general. Like if you had an audience before that you were, your audience is probably not gonna like this video as much, but you are doing the right thing, and that is all that matters. And you will reach people, and like you said, it's a web effect. It'll spread.
He's going full cosmic skeptic here.
Yeah.
He's just going, he's like, I'm vegan and I'm instantly an activist. It's great.
Once the ethical and moral side of everything was established for me, the practical side of everything came a lot easier than I was originally expecting. First of all, I was surprised how many foods are really good and are vegan. I was actually already enjoying a lot of food that just so happened to already be vegan. For example, I really like cereal. I like Cinnamon Life. I like Captain Crunch. I like that shit, and it's already vegan. Even like the Impossible Whopper at Burger King was like really, really good. I could barely even tell a difference, to be honest. So on top of that, I've also wanted to embrace a little bit healthier eating. I know I just got done talking
Well, then the Impossible, oh wait, hold on.
about Burger King and cereal, but still, I do.
Yeah, okay, there he goes.
Do also want to try and eat healthier, so it did seem to make sense to go vegan right now also. I know that also there are some people worried about some of the vitamins or nutritional factors that are found in meat, but you can find vitamins that supplement for that really easily.
I think it's funny how, this is another like stereotype, but like as soon as you tell people, if people pry it out of you, you go to a restaurant and instead of ordering the buffalo chicken wings, you order the buffalo cauliflower wings, or you order like a bean burrito instead of a meat burrito, right? And people start to suss out, why aren't you eating meat? Why aren't you eating dairy? And you tell them that you're vegan, how quickly people become nutritionists, paleontologists, historians.
When they were just about to order fries. I mean, fries are plant-based, but
Yes.
People aren't generally thinking about nutrition when they order fast food
Right.
that's not plant-based.
Yes.
But then you order
Plant-based fast food.
cauliflower bites and they're like, oh, B12.
Right.
So.
And even more so, vegan substitutes are continuing to get better and better. And that's because the market for vegan food is getting bigger and bigger because more people are going vegan.
Yes.
Lastly, I do recognize that some people might have a bit more of a challenging time going vegan, depending on how they are financially. It does suck that vegan food is so much more expensive.
Hold on. What?
Wait! Stop the bus.
Vegan food is more expensive?
Hold on. Okay.
Well,
Well,
okay. We are very happy
We're
that
so
Hunter
happy.
Avallone is now vegan.
yes.
And he seems like he's vegan for ethics, which means he's
Oh, vegan.
He's not plant-based, right? He's vegan, which you can only be vegan if you care about ethics. But saying vegan food, first of all, we would probably call it plant-based food because food can't really have an ethical point of view.
We've talked about this.
Semantics aside, he just got done talking about the Impossible Whopper. I think what he's saying is plant-based processed food is expensive.
Yeah.
And that is true, as is
Non-plant-based
processed food. Anything that's processed. If it comes in a colorful box or it's shrink wrapped or it's in a nice little package, it's frozen and you can stick it in the microwave and heat it up, that's probably garbage. It's probably garbage.
Yeah.
In terms of nutrition.
That's not what you want to be eating if you want to be healthy.
Right.
Not to say that we don't eat those things sometimes, but
Yeah, sometimes
we know what
foods,
we're getting
not always
into.
foods. The thing is that when you say vegan food, I think people think of plant-based meats, plant-based cheeses, plant-based milks and creamers and ice creams. And what people fail to realize is like oranges
Oats,
are plant-based.
carrots,
Oats are plant-based.
like the Whole Foods are really affordable. I mean, and I know food insecurity and access to healthy foods is still an issue for many people in the country, around the world. But for those of you who have access to those foods, those are the foods that are affordable.
And we've said this on the channel before, like a lot of people who live in third world countries are quote unquote vegan, by necessity, because foods like rice, beans, lentils, legumes,
Plantains, starches.
Those are the cheapest foods, especially if you buy them dried and in bulk. Red lentils, black beans, rice, potatoes.
Yeah.
Those are super cheap.
More so than being expensive is the time that it might take to prepare those foods is more of a currency than the financial aspect, because you do have to devote a little more time, a little bit. Soaking beans doesn't take that much time. You just put them in water.
You just have to remember to do it the night before.
Yeah. and then preparing the food, and maybe if you want to make batch cooking, that does take a little bit more time. Maybe an episode of Handmaid's Tale, and just postpone that to make your food for the week.
Or put in the Bluetooth and listen to some Hunter Avallone YouTube videos while you make a chili for the week. A lot of people in the fitness community talk about meal prep.
Yeah.
They're all about meal prep. You gotta meal prep. Why? Because I gotta get my macros, I gotta get my micros, I gotta get my calories in for the day. So they prep all their meals for the week.
That's good. That's good.
You can still do that.
Yeah.
Just with plant-based food.
Yeah.
You can make a vegetable soup, or a navy bean soup, or a black bean soup, or a chili, or a big pasta dish.
We're fans of soup. I like soup.
You can make something in bulk.
Rice dish, yeah.
Oh yeah, rice and beans dishes.
Get a recipe book. Pick a new recipe every week to make, and make that in bulk.
Just make a big pot of stuff and then heat it up for lunch, and then that way your lunches are prepared. You add some fresh fruit and veg during the day.
You save time.
You're good.
So I think it's really important that, as someone who is now a vegan, did I mention, I don't think that looking down on someone for not going vegan is fair at all. Rather, I think just
those who have the access, those who have the choice, you can look down on. Those who still knowingly contribute to animal exploitation when they have the option not to, that's a shame. James Aspie made a video about this, and this is when I would say, shame on you. Shame on you. You have the choice, and you're like, but cheese. No, that's different.
Rather, I think just trying to politely educate people about the truths of the meat industry and why you yourself might be vegan is a hell of a lot better.
This is what we get a lot from people who are either not vegan, and this is a popular new vegan technique, and we were guilty of this when we were newly vegan.
Yes.
The belief is, hey man, be the cool vegan, be the chill vegan, be the awesome vegan friend that just hangs out and makes vegan food, man. It's cool. Just talk to your friends and just make little suggestions. As vegan activists who have been at this for years now, we can tell you that being direct and being honest is what makes people change.
Yeah.
If you're the cool, chill vegan, what you are is a doormat vegan.
Yeah, and that conveys the idea that you're not taking veganism seriously.
Exactly.
If
Or
you're...
it's like a fad or a diet or something.
Yeah, that's when people ask, hey, how's that vegan thing going? You know why they ask that? Because you've made it look like that. Yeah. If you tell them right off the bat, this is important to me, this is a serious issue, and I would appreciate your support, I don't think they're gonna, I think that's up to you, and I know that's hard at first, when you first go vegan, to be that vocal about it and to be confident and steadfast in your words, but it is necessary. That is how you set the precedent, the foundation with your family, with your friends, moving forward, rather than, I'll come to your barbecue. Will you have plant-based foods there? Oh, okay, yeah.
It's usually more like, we're having a barbecue. Do you want to bring some vegan? I don't know what you eat, but you can bring stuff and we'll grill it.
Yeah, because I don't know how to Google vegan recipes.
Hi,
Gracie May. Right on time. Gracie May always.
Oh, Gracie May.
Gracie May.
Hi, Grace.
Gracie loves to be in our videos.
Gracie's a YouTube star.
Listen.
It is a really alluring idea, this idea that you're going to be the one chill, cool, vegan who gets along with the meat eaters and you're going to change people's minds. And, as Anna said, like, we had that difficulty too with our friends and family because it's really difficult to explain to them, hey, this thing that I've been doing my whole life, I recognize now that it's wrong, it's immoral, it's unethical, and I don't want to do it anymore. Mm-hmm. And so it does take a little bit of courage and it takes strength to stand up. If your friend that knows you've been vegan for 3 years and you go out to dinner and they still want to order the hamburger or the hot dog, mm-hmm. to tell them like, hey, would you mind ordering the Beyond sausage?
It's just one meal.
Because they carry a Beyond version of what you want. And I have seen too many chickens, too many cows, too many pigs go to slaughter that this makes me uncomfortable. It would be the same as if you were eating a burger made out of a kitten. I mean, it's the same. I think that maybe if Hunter's open to it, maybe going to a vigil, going to a protest, going to a Cube of Truth, going to an activist event where you can actually
see for yourself
what's going on to these animals for yourself, it'll light a fire under you. And you get really tired of the bullshit really quick.
For everyone out there who's ever said, you guys need to chill your approach, go to a vigil. Mm-hmm. Try going to one 3 times a week for a year and a half and then see if you can take the BS.
Yeah. Just watch 4,000 baby chickens just go to their death.
Sometimes I get more irritated by other vegans.
Better, because there might be some people that simply don't have the budget to go vegan. A $1 cheeseburger is way cheaper.
The budget is in your heart. Everybody has the budget to go vegan. Mm-hmm. Let's make that differentiation right now.
And he's saying a $1 cheeseburger is really appealing. We also made a video where we did a vegan food haul for $30 and then we compared it to $30 worth of fast food, and we talked about how fast food is deceptively cheap. It's not actually cheap. Mm-hmm. So if you guys want to watch that video.
And particularly down the line when you're thinking about like healthcare costs because of what that food did to your body.
I wouldn't even call it food. I mean, you put
trash.
If you go to McDonald's, like come on. Like, it's not food. It's not food. It's overly processed, deep-fried bullshit that is flavored to make you addicted to it. It's an accident that they decided to pair salty fries with a fatty burger with a sugary drink. No, it's because they know that your body wants...
The 3 things it craves is salt, sugar, and fat.
Yeah. So they put all 3 into one meal. And they make it super, super cheap, and they make it super, super horrible for you, the planet, and the animals.
I understand that 99 cents for a burger is like, whoa, that's a full meal. And then you buy 4 of those, and that feeds your kids. I get that. Houseless people don't necessarily have kitchens to cook in. I get that. But again, when we talk about going vegan, we're talking about the people who can go vegan, who have that option. People always are like, what about the Inuits? What about this? What about this person? No, if you have the option, if you can, then do it.
Way cheaper than buying some vegan food at the grocery store. And other people might simply be ignorant to what's going on in the meat industry, or they might be ignorant to why it's not really ethical to be consuming or killing sentient creatures. So all I'm really getting at there is that it's really important not to be one of those judgmental, smug vegans that looks down on people as they eat.
One of those
annoying vegans,
perhaps,
as they eat their McDonald's and asks them, did you know that you're contributing to the literal animal holocaust? At the end of the day, these are...
Whoa, what's he been looking at lately?
He's been watching some Joey Carbstrong. I feel like that's what's been going on.
Some James Aspey, perhaps?
Yeah. I mean, I don't actually see a problem with telling people, like, you don't have to tell people, like, did you know that you're contributing to the animal holocaust by eating McDonald's?
Yeah.
You can say, I don't eat McDonald's because I don't want to contribute to an animal holocaust.
Make it about you, and then automatically it becomes about them. Because then they go, oh, am I contributing? So delivery, that's a skill. It's a skill that you will learn.
Yeah. And you can still get the same message across.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be a condescending message. It can be just a factual message.
Yeah.
Like,
factual messages can often come off as condescending. However, it's not your responsibility to decide, because people will take offense at just about anything. So just be truthful and honest in your delivery.
yeah. I mean, I've had that conversation with my boss, my coworkers, friends, family. They offer you creamer to go with your coffee at work. You just say like, nah, I'm good on that breast milk. I don't like breast milk in my coffee. A comment just like that
Just like that will
make people go like,
Ooh,
what do you mean breast milk? Like, well, it's breast milk.
from a cow.
It's from a cow, but it's breast milk. It's not breast milk. It's just milk, man. It's just regular milk. And then you can get into the conversation.
Yeah.
Like, well, it's
Yeah.
meant to feed a baby cow. How does the mother produce milk? Same way a human produces milk. Oh, she must be pregnant. Oh, she must give birth to a cow. Oh, that cow must not drink the milk. Why? Because we want the milk.
Hey, these are just my thoughts as to why I've decided to go vegan. Let me know in the comments below if maybe you related to some of my reasoning. Please give this video a like, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. Please, guys, I'm gonna need all the likes and subscribers I can get. That vegan food is expensive, okay? Also, weed is vegan. All right, peace.
Okay. So,
All right.
we gave you a like, Hunter. Let's see what people are saying in the comments. This is kind of my favorite part. Someone said, petition for Hunter to legally change his name into Gather. Yeah, I like that. I just disgraced with the finance part. Beans, rice, and potatoes are cheap. Yep. Right up there in the Frank Chen, thank you. Damn, this is the biggest character development I have ever seen. I agree with this 100%. I want to go vegan. Yay, wine and roses. See what you're doing, Hunter?
I agree with everything, but the vegan food is more expensive. Beans, rice, pasta, seeds, fruits, veggies are the least expensive foods in the world. People save money on average by eating vegan. Yes. I didn't know you were vegan. Now I like you even more. I still remember when you uploaded a video mocking vegans and saying their food is gross.
But we're moving on from that, aren't we?
People change. I mean, Hench Herbivore pointed this out in his video, and it's that, like, you know, some people might be surprised to see Hunter Avallone going vegan. He wasn't. Why? Because usually the people that are the most anti-vegan are actually the closest to changing, because they have the most cognitive dissonance. So
here, the cognitive dissonance can't go on forever.
Exactly. People hear a message, they don't like it, makes them feel bad about what they're doing, they lash out emotionally. What you don't want is you tell someone about, you know, the vegan message and they go, and then they move on with their day. That person probably not as close to changing as the person who dedicates multiple YouTube videos to making fun of veganism, because they're thinking about it. Their wheels are turning. It bugs them. It bothers them that other people are vegan. Why does it bother them? It shouldn't bother you. If eating meat is moral and perfectly okay, why do you bother making anti-vegan videos and going on vegan channels and leaving comments and stuff? So it's usually those people that are actually on the brink of changing. I think it happens to all of us. We hear the vegan message, we realize the hypocrisy in our actions, and we don't want to change. So we're looking for any reason not to change. And we lash out, and then at some point, if you're emotionally mature, you know, like Hunter, or you're at least okay with accepting the fact that maybe I was wrong, maybe I was not informed, maybe what I was doing was immoral or unethical or doesn't align with who I want to be going forward, and that's okay. I was wrong, I'm sorry, and now I'm going to change. And not a lot of people want to do that.
So that is our take on Hunter Avallone's video. Thank you, Hunter, for making a difference and for speaking out with conviction. You're not even, like, how long have you been vegan? And you're speaking out with more conviction than most vegans who've been vegan for 5 or more years. Thank you so much to our Patreon patrons. You guys have been really helping Rue and Antonio and us. Thank you. That really makes a difference. It's been a crazy past couple months, but we're finally getting the hang of it. And if you want to follow us day to day, what we do post a lot of Insta stories. So follow us on Instagram. I have to admit, we haven't been on Instagram as often as before because we've been really busy with the kids. Like, we have a family of 6 now. So
Sometimes they grow at the same time.
If you like what we do, if you get value out of our channel, please consider becoming a Patreon patron. That really helps us out. It helps us take care of these kids. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye. Gracie May. You want to put her back behind you?
Cue the question, what do you feed your cat?
Even though we've made videos about it and you can search our channel.
No one ever. People want to like expose us. That's
You can't
why.
do that when we've made 3 videos.
I know.
We told you. This wasn't, you're not Encyclopedia Brown. Kids won't get that reference.
I just have to show you what's going on here.
We have a shrimp kitten.
She's been lying down upside down.
What are you doing?
Oh, the baby May.
Oh.
Oh, the baby May. Baby May is going to be 8 years old next month.
What?
Baby May, I wasn't even vegan when I met you.
No.
You have helped me through this journey.
And Baby May smells like peppermint.
Baby May
She's got a flea collar.
She got a flea collar because she liked to go outside. And we don't want to kill the fleas, we want to repel the fleas.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going well so far. They don't seem to like that smell.
Fleas do not like peppermint.
It's more than peppermint though. It's got a bunch of other stuff.
Lemongrass too.
Mm-hmm. Baby May. Okay.